Ukraine was jubilant on June 1st as news filtered through of a stunning drone attack targeting Russian heavy bombers. Organized by the Security Service of Ukraine, Operation Spiderweb simultaneously targeted 4 Russian air bases, 2 of them thousands of miles away from Ukraine. A source within the Security Service of Ukraine told the Kyiv Independent that enemy strategic bombers are burning en masse in Russia. This is the result of a special operation by the SBU. The operation, a year and a half in the planning, appears to have dealt a major blow to the aircraft Moscow uses to launch long-range missile attacks on Ukraine's cities. Here's everything we know and don't know about Operation Spiderweb. Throughout Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine has had a big Russian heavy bomber problem. These aircraft regularly launch mass missile attacks against Ukrainian cities, causing countless civilians' deaths and injuries. But they don't fight fair. During the attacks, the bombers fly from their bases to the Caspian Sea to launch their missiles, miles away from Ukraine and far out of range of its air defenses. They then fly back to their bases, which are also located safely inside Russia and out of range of Ukraine's long-range missiles. This has presented Ukraine with a problem: how to take out the bombers when they come nowhere near Ukraine. Ukraine has had limited success with long-range drones, but these lack the sophistication and large warheads of missiles. Almost counterintuitively, Ukraine's solution wasn't to go bigger, it was to go smaller and smarter, using one of the cheapest weapons already on the battlefield: first-person view or FPV drones. The first thing anyone knew about the attack were videos posted to social media by bemused Russians watching drones flying out of the back of a truck and heading toward an already flaming airbase. The SBU quickly began releasing information about its operation, even as it was reportedly still underway, and the extent of what was unfolding quickly became clear. A year and a half in the planning and personally overseen by President Volodymyr Zelensky, Operation Spiderweb was, in Zelensky's words, an absolutely unique operation. According to the SBU, the drones were smuggled into Russia, where they were then hidden in the roofs of wooden cabins. These were then transported by truck to the air bases being targeted, and when they reached their destinations, the roofs were retracted remotely and the drones simply flew off towards the Russian bombers. Zelensky later on June 1st released further information about the operation, including elements that are brazen in their audacity. What's most interesting, and this can now be stated publicly, is that the office of our operation on Russian territory was located directly next to FSB headquarters in one of their regions, he said. Zelensky also said that 117 drones were deployed with the corresponding number of drone operators. It's genuinely satisfying when something I authorized a year and 6 months ago comes to fruition and deprives Russians of over 40 units of strategic aviation, he added. The full extent of the damage caused is not yet clear. The SBU claimed that more than 40 aircraft were hit at 4 different air bases. It added that the aircraft hit included A-50s, Tu-95s and Tu-22 M3s, and released one video clearly showing several aircraft ablaze at the Belaya Air Base. The SBU later claimed the operation caused approximately $7 billion in damage and disabled 1/3 of Russia's cruise missile bombers. This was not just a devastating blow to enemy aviation, but a serious slap in the face of the power and terrorist essence of the Russian Federation, the head of the SBU said in a statement on June 2nd. Independent confirmation of the damage caused is so far limited to satellite images of Belaya Air Base. These appear to confirm the destruction of at least 3 Tu-95MS strategic bombers and 1 Tu-22 M3 aircraft, with an additional Tu-95MS visibly damaged. Another image shows 2 likely destroyed Tu-23 M3 bombers on the airfield. Ukraine's General Staff on June 3rd said Russia had lost 12 aircraft but gave no further details. The reported damage appears to have been limited to the Olenia and Belaya air bases. The Russian Defense Ministry claimed to have thwarted the attacks at the other 2 air bases. If the SBU's claims are accurate, Ukraine just dealt a significant blow to the Russian Air Force. According to the World Directory of Modern Military Aircraft, Russia at the beginning of 2025 had 58 Tu-22MS bombers, 47 nuclear-capable Tu-95s, and 15 nuclear-capable Tu-160s. With 120 heavy bombs in total, Ukraine's claim of disabling 1/3 is in line with its claim of hitting around 40 of them. But perhaps the biggest prize for Ukraine is the A-50 airborne early warning aircraft. Costing a reported $350 million each, these aircraft provide several critical functions for the ongoing war in Ukraine, such as detecting air defense systems, guided missiles, and coordinating targets for Russian fighter jets. According to Ukraine's military intelligence chief, Kirill Budanov, Russia had as few as 6 as of February 2024. Since then, Ukraine has managed to shoot down another A-50 and may have managed to destroy or damage more during Operation Spiderweb. The Kremlin so far has kept pretty quiet about the attack, but Russia's defense ministry acknowledged what it described as a terrorist attack at the 4 air bases. This is a painfully ironic term given the attack was conducted against military targets, unlike Russia's countless attacks and atrocities against Ukrainian civilians during more than 3 years of full-scale war. Russian mill bloggers have been much more vocal than the Kremlin, describing it as a black day for aviation. But regardless of the physical damage caused, the attack has given Ukraine a much-needed morale boost after more than 3 years of war. And for Russia, it's a reminder that Ukraine still has the ability to deliver devastating strikes, even thousands of miles inside its territory. Independent journalism needs a community, not a paywall. Help us reach 20,000 members so we can keep this work open to everyone.